welcome Matt Benakin from the Board of Trustees. Let me welcome faculty, staff, administration, leadership. It's great seeing all of you. And I would say simply this: it is an honor to stand here with you as president of Bradley University. I've only been president a little over 120 days. And while together we have accomplished much, there is much to do. I have a vision for this university, as do all of you. And while I do have this vision, the real power to move us forward is as one Bradley. And when I say one Bradley, which you will hear me say quite often, I am talking about more than a slogan or a catchphrase. It's the commitment of the entire Bradley community to work together as one unified team, faculty, staff, and administration, and everybody else that makes this place the great place that it is. Supporting one another, celebrating our successes, our shared successes, and striving toward a common future built on excellence, respect, and the desire to move our university forward together. The power and potential to move us forward lies in all of us. In our meetings, in our committees, in our staff council, our university senate, our student voices, as well as our board of trustees, our alumni, our donors, and in our community. There are countless moments when we must work as one. We must understand this reality. Success will only come from the concentrated effort of every single one of us. One Bradley is just as it sounds. Today, I would like to share a vision that is not complex, working with each and every one of you to create a premier student experience that is second to none. The student experience is shaped by the history of this university. The standard Mrs. Lydia Moss Bradley set for this institution at its founding in 1897 is not complex either. Mrs. Bradley demanded an institution that required a quality faculty and a concern for the individual student. She directed that we recruit and develop young people who are independent, who are industrious, and who would serve their communities. That is our responsibility. We know the higher education landscape is shifting, and we know that Bradley is not immune to the challenges of that shifting landscape. We know that schools are scrambling for survival. We don't have to name them, although we can, but we know that universities across this country are closing, suspending, or eliminating academic programs at both the undergraduate and graduate level. Others are reducing staff and workforce. These schools range from large to small, public to private, east to west, north to south, and Ivy League to Horizon League. I do not share this to sound any kind of an alarm to create a panic, because panic is the last thing we will do here. But we need to be clear. This is no time for us to be timid. This is exactly the time for the bold leadership that is required of us. The bold leadership that Mrs. Bradley showed when at 80 years old, she founded this university. The bold leadership that Mrs. Bradley expects of us today. The bold leadership that we expect from each other, and the bold leadership we expect from ourselves. The question for us isn't whether we will meet our challenges. That we will do. The question for us is, who do we want to be as we rise to meet these challenges? That answer starts with one Bradley. First, let's start with news that we may not want to hear, but we must acknowledge so as not to repeat our actions going forward. It was reported to me by enrollment on Monday before our fall census, that our first year or incoming first year undergraduate students stand currently at 660. And our graduate school is also facing an enrollment decline, in large part due to the failure of our government to approve visas for our international students. This will clearly cause some financial distress, but we prepared for this. We set our budget accordingly, and we're making bold moves to put Bradley on the right trajectory. We have a projected deficit in fiscal year 2026, due in part to these enrollment issues. The board approved 2 weeks ago a $6.2 million operating deficit in fiscal year 26, with a commitment from our senior leadership team to present an incremental plan to the board for reducing the deficit each year. Now, let me say this. We have much to celebrate, and the opportunities for us to address these, and all other issues stand right before us. They are all part of this room. In fact, together, we reduced $1.2 million in costs just the past couple of months to get to that final fiscal year 2026 budget. And I think it should be pointed out on another positive note that we finished the fiscal year 2025 in the black after projecting a $7 million deficit. This was a huge accomplishment that the entire campus can take pride in and be proud of. Both our rating agencies, Standard & Poor's and the Higher Learning Commission, were made aware of this entire picture. We did not hide the ball from anyone, nor will we ever hide it from you. And both gave us solid ratings as a result. We have every reason to be confident moving forward if we stay focused on one Bradley. In these first 120 days, we have secured millions of dollars in funding for campus improvements, and we are moving forward with capital projects. I will show you these in a moment. We will be building upon the community partnerships we previously initiated, such as the initiative with the Peoria Riverfront Museum, which I'm proud to say now that over 1,000 faculty, staff, and students have taken advantage of. Now let me show you what's next. We've developed a 10-year capital improvement plan to completely transform the way this university looks, feels, and will serve our students. And many of these projects will be funded with donor commitments. In fact, as I show you the following slides, which we'll get here in a sec, I'll tell you about some of these donations. What I'm going to show you are the first 3 or 4 target areas that I hope we can start before the school year is up. This 10-year vision is ambitious, and when it is all said and done, it will be one of the boldest Bradley University and Peoria community transformations ever. These are not just paint and wallpaper updates to look good. These and more will be critical to attract the families and students we need and want on this campus. So let's start here. This is a defined campus boundary initiative. We do not have a front door to this university. You know it, and I know it. This is the corner of Main and University. This is the corner where the red brick building is, where the Osher Lifelong Learning currently has their offices. This is the corner that is catty corner from One World, and across the street from the Avani's corner. We have moved to this concept below, where we would have a defined entry, where we'd have an archway over Main Street that says Bradley University, that we would have an archway the other way over University that says Bradley University. And in between those 2 archways, we would have a landscaped and walkway entry into our campus. to clearly define where and who we are. This next one, well, and let me tell you before I get to it, we have received already, just based on these concepts, just based on these renderings, just based on this vision, which involves another aspect, we have received over $1 million in donations from donors and alumni to help us with this vision. This corner, and then the one after I show you University Hall here, which is pickleball. Let's go to University Hall. I got lucky, I will tell you that. In May, I'd been here a month. I went down and met with the state legislature and all the legislative leaders. And before the budget, apparently, I thought the budget had already been baked, but apparently there was $2 million left that hadn't been baked that the legislative leaders were willing to give to Bradley University to help jumpstart a renovation of University Hall. University Hall is a freshman dorm. We intend to do a lobby renovation. We intend to enlarge student lounges on 4 of the floors. We intend to place study and gaming areas. And I think that now we've actually been able to think about further renovations to University Hall. But I can't go that far just yet, because Betsy Hall is listening very carefully to everything I say. So, University Hall, though, would have lounges, updates. You've seen University Hall, all of you. Now look at this. Upper lounge, table games, patio, all enhanced. Let's go to pickleball courts. Look at the back lot there. The top lot is on the other side of Markin. It's that gravel lot where we park cars. Through the donations of people who are buying into this vision, we are going to build pickleball courts. Pickleball courts for faculty, pickleball courts for staff, pickleball courts for our students. And we are going to do this, we hope, as well, before the semester is up to get this started. Now, I want to go back again to one thing. This is not paint and wallpaper just to make this place look better. This is designed to attract families and attract students. We have programs our students want. What we don't have is enough student experience, in my opinion, that students want. So on campus, this is going to be our start. These 3 targeted areas we have selected because these are things we can accomplish quickly. These are things people can see. These are visuals that will make it more attractive for our students and prospective parents to see when they visit this campus. The 4th thing requires help from City Hall. This is the campus perimeter. Our campus perimeter does nothing to help us attract students. Now, that's as simple as I can say it. The red is Bradley University owned. The blue is the larger area in our neighborhoods, and we're going to be good neighbors. The dotted lines that you'll see on Main Street and University there are what City Hall has agreed to help us do. And I have met a number of times already with the city manager to have this discussion. And City Hall is prepared to do their best to help develop Main Street, to make a more attractive and vibrant urban area around this campus for our students to be able to wander off the campus, have a great environment, and yet be safe. And that would entail this. And I just took these drawings. This is not going to be Main Street. This comes from somewhere else where the city did it, so I'm showing these just to give you a picture. The elements of a successful business corridor. This won't be called a business corridor. Maybe we'll have some kind of a promotion to determine what we should call it. But clusters of retail activity, attractive building facades, gathering spaces, bicycle and pedestrian features. And why this is important to me, I think, this museum initiative is just 1.5 miles from our campus. Our students need to be able to get there. Our faculty and staff need to be able to get there. If we have bicycle and pedestrian features, that makes it simple. And this development would go from Main Street at University down past the hospitals to downtown Peoria. It would have art and it would have attractive landscaping. So I show you that before I move on. These are beautification and improvement projects to the campus. These are things you can see. We have more yet to come, but they'll be down the road. There are many other projects and initiatives, while not visible, are just as critical, and most importantly, all designed to create the premier student experience. And it starts with an engaged and visible administration, faculty, and staff on this campus. We all share the responsibility in creating this premier student experience. I am excited that you are offering this fall in our colleges a 3-year degree option for students from our existing 4-year programs. Not only does this allow our students to have the opportunity to graduate in 3 years, but transitions our summers on campus to be more like our traditional spring and fall semesters, again, enhancing the student experience. I am excited that you have brought us in alignment with the International Baccalaureate program. And because of your work and dedication in doing this, we will be featured in the September magazine of International Baccalaureate as a gold star in International Baccalaureate alignment. In addition, because we cannot move forward without taking action, we are moving ideas from wish lists to reality. After 10 years of talking, we are embarking on an enterprise resource planning system for the campus that will streamline our operations, connecting departments and functions. This is a once-in-a-generation project intended to transform our core business processes, improve the student experience, position the university to better leverage data, significantly reduce manual processes, position the university to be agile in adapting to change, and support our vision of being an institution offering a premier student experience by providing the tools to help us all be our best. Selecting and implementing this enterprise system is a major transformation in how we will do business and will involve practically every area of this university. It will replace our core administrative and student systems and processes and unify our data across human resources, payroll, financial, and our homegrown system. This is not just an IT system. This is a major Bradley transformation system. One Bradley. After 10 years of talking, we're implementing a property vision that I just showed you the first targeted areas. After years of talking, we are embarking and growing and adding club sports to enhance the student experience, grow the fraternities, grow the intramural programs, again, to attract and retain students. With your leadership, the strategic plan for the university is underway, and I encourage all of you who are leading that charge to move that process with deliberate speed, not just to be efficient, but to be effective. For the future of this university depends on our ability to strategically plan. And during my time on the board and my short-term tenure as your president, I have listened and I have learned and I have seen and I have heard you say that we don't have a unified strategic enrollment plan. So I've enlisted Vicki Alleman and her years of expertise in strategic enrollment management to facilitate a 3-year strategic enrollment planning task force. She will be working with all of you, and she will be working with our enrollment management team. And this will be a campus-wide effort to focus on enrollment challenges and the changing needs of our students. And this will also be about action as well, because the implementation of some of these processes, even though this is a plan that should wrap up by March. The implementation of these processes will begin yet this semester. Vicki has expertise as a previous vice president of enrollment and marketing at 2 institutions. She's been working with us through this summer to assess our new student recruitment strategies and processes. Our admissions team has been collaborating with her to make this possible so that we can grow enrollment on this campus. And we will keep you regularly updated on what we're doing so that there'll be no secrets, no hiding the ball, and everybody will understand where we are and where we're headed. And this is an opportunity for us to set the course. I have also listened and I have heard you remark on, and now I have seen the inefficiencies and the ineffectiveness of many of our operations, processes, and organizational structures. As such, I have enlisted an operations officer and an advisor to me who will work both strategically and operationally with all of you and all of us to help strengthen our processes and make the most of our resources with the goal of freeing up resources to better support the student experience and advance faculty initiatives. Garrett Williams will fill that role. Garrett brings years of experience in operational and organizational excellence, and as a former board member on the Board of Trustees, he has seen and understands this necessity as well. I welcome Garrett to campus, and I ask you to work with him. Garrett, stand up. The list of what we do here and in this community goes on and on. On your tables is a community impact report. I encourage you to read it for all of the things that we do here and around this community, all of the things that you do, all of the things that staff does, all of the things that faculty does, all of the things our students do. We are important to Peoria, the greater Peoria area. The greater Peoria area is important to us. Our marketing team did an excellent job on this. I encourage you to read it. Now, as I start to work my way to the finish line here, after many years of talking about it, and if it is the last and only thing I accomplish as your president, I am determined, in complete and total collaboration with each and every one of you, to develop and evolve a culture on this campus that highlights everything positive that we do and builds upon our strengths, emphasizes the active role you all play in shaping a vibrant environment, and focuses on the desired outcomes and the benefits for everyone involved. Everyone. Culture is the sea that we swim in. It matters because, simply put, it limits or enables what is possible for us. We must shed the limiting culture of the past and move forward as a culture of innovation, a culture of learning, a culture of collaboration, a culture of empowerment, a culture that celebrates us, that celebrates each of us, a culture that respects us, and a culture that recognizes, acknowledges, and rewards individuals and teams who embrace and contribute to this cultural shift. This is who we are. This is the Bradley University that I know. This is who we will be when we meet our challenges. And this is the shared responsibility that I envision. One Bradley. So let us ask ourselves, what will be our playbook going forward? Our old playbook is not going to take us where we need to go. At our best, we look in the mirror and we decide we are better than this. At our best, we focus on the right issues, the right pieces, and we bring the right people together to solve our problems. At our best, We know we have on this campus the balance of ideas, perspectives, and responsibilities to make us strong. At our best, we know what keeps us honest, keeps us listening, keeps us focused on our mission, that mission to foster a community of intellectual curiosity, academic excellence, premier student experience, and social responsibility. At our best, we are the leaders of the next generation. At our best, we choose focus instead of distraction, clarity in place of blurred lines, and undoctored truth in place of disingenuousness. At our best, we unleash this focus, this clarity, and this truth to preserve the greatest legacy in higher education. The legacy of Mrs. Bradley is a gift to us, the gift of one of the best private, comprehensive universities in the nation. I see headlines 10 years from now. Bradley University met its challenges because they knew who they were. They understood the gift Mrs. Bradley gave them. In going back to their roots, they went back to the future. They stayed true to their mission to develop young people. So let us do that. Let us partner across departments and disciplines. Let us trust each other and seek solutions, leading the effort to get the job done and less concerned about who gets the credit. Let us tackle the culture shift head on, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. And while we understand that a university has different cultures across divisions, departments, and colleges, and we welcome those differences, we understand that we have only one culture, the students we serve, and the excellence to which we aspire. Let us streamline processes so you can teach and students can learn. Let us take the road to excellence by making the harder choice to do the right thing as one Bradley. I have said at our best a number of times. This line I owe to Travis. In 2 years, in 3 years, or in 5 or 7, I won't have to say it anymore because everything we do will be our best. Now, please let me be allowed to wrap up with this. There used to be 2 constants in the United States, the rule of law and the value of higher education. In the rule of law, and as a former member of the federal judiciary, we didn't have lobbyists to lobby for us. We didn't have fundraisers to raise money for us. And we didn't have an army to enforce our decisions. We only had, as Alexander Hamilton said in the Federalist Papers, judgment. And when the American people lose trust in our judgment, it opens doors for those who wish to tear down the institution and the rule of law itself. The same is true for higher education. When people feel there is no value in it, when we lose the trust of the very people we wish to serve, that opens the doors for those who wish to tear us down. We know our mission remains as relevant as ever. We shape leaders. We nurture critical thinkers. We launch dreamers into doers. And we did not commit ourselves to this calling to open doors for others to tear us down. I stand on this platform today because of the mentorship, support, and guidance from so many of you. I stand on this platform today because of the privilege afforded me by the Board of Trustees. I stand on this platform today dedicated to renew, to re-energize, and re-engage all of the stakeholders necessary for Bradley University to once again be that optimistic place where students are inspired by exceptional faculty and staff who are focused on developing young people for success in their personal and professional lives. This is exactly what young people want, and we are the ones positioned to deliver it. At this time, in this place, at this moment, let us dedicate ourselves to this together as one Bradley. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to be your president.